Hi. Having placed so many videos now, these ordinary talking head videos, speaking off the top of my head, so to speak, without any rehearsal, I'm thinking, what am I going to talk about, which I haven't spoken about before? You could be coming up for retirement. You could already be retired, maybe for a long time. I doubt that you'd have been retired, so to speak, as long as I have. In less than 6 months, I turn 90 years of age, and I've been retired for 30 years. So what can I say about these 30 years which might be helpful to you? Point is, if you can, retire as early as you can. As I've said in earlier videos, there are exactly the same amount of years between 55 and 85 as there are between 25 and 55. And look at all the things you did between 25 and 55. But when you retire, there isn't a sudden drop in energy or enthusiasm for life, at least there shouldn't be. Let go of the old life, let go of all the old things like I was the CEO of this and I was the boss of that. You're not anymore. If you go along to any retired group, they don't care whether you were the chief executive officer of one of the big corporate companies or whether you were the janitor. You're all the same now. So begin your life from that point. But remember your experience. Remember your skills. Remember your passions. Remember the things that you would do if you hadn't been tied to that career job. You have special skills, special attributes, special gifts that you can now use for the remaining years of your life. Now, you don't know how long they might be. They might only be a few years, but the likelihood is they will be a few decades. In my case, that was the case, is and still is the case. When you first retire, if you have the money and you haven't filled your bucket list earlier in life, I never felt a requirement to fill a bucket list when I retired because I'd already had a fairly adventurous life. But if you haven't, get out and do those things. Get to travel out of the way. Enjoy it. Go overseas. Travel. Hike. Do those things while you still have plenty of energy. Because the way energy sort of leaves is so subtle, you hardly notice it. But there is a big drop between 55 years of age and 70 years of age. It's gradual, but it is a big drop. So if you can, do the things that you want to do before you get to about 75. After that, you'll probably find that the desire to travel overseas, will wane somewhat. You don't mind going places if you're picked up in a taxi and get in an aeroplane. You don't have to walk around too much. And as you get older, I've noticed over the past couple of years, past maybe 5 years, there is a reluctance in me to now pack the suitcase and go overseas, or drive for 3 or 4 hours to get to a destination. Our circumference of possibilities narrows down as we get older. We're not prepared to go out late at night, for example, unless someone else is driving us to and fro. So the point I'm making is this: retire as early as you can. Do the things that you can while you're still filled with energy and zest for living. And as the energies within your body begin to slow down, respect them. I'm not saying don't keep fit. I keep fit. I still go to the gym a couple of times a week, work out for about an hour and a quarter, do my yoga stretches at home, do meditation twice daily, have done for years. These things keep you in good stead. But don't expect to start making 5-year plans when you're 90 years of age. If you're 80 years of age, sure, you can do that. If you're 70 years of age, you can make a 10-year plan and work towards it. Have an ideal you. Have an ideal life for yourself. Remember, every moment we live is a now moment, the only moment we live. Don't spend all your time living in the future when you're already retired. And certainly don't spend all your time living in the past. Sure, you can be nostalgic, tell stories when you meet friends, reunions, that's part of living. But don't live your life in the past when you're retired. You still have plenty of life ahead of you. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.